Evening, everyone. Mark Abrams here, and we have a big fight, a tremendous fight card this Saturday night at the 2300 Arena. RDR Promotions presents, for my mind, one of the most anticipated bouts in Philadelphia in a long time. We got two undefeated welterweights going at it, Mark Dawson and Paul Kroll. Mark's on. We got Rodney Rice, and this is Thanksgiving. I think the fans of Philadelphia should be thankful for what Rodney Rice is putting on this Saturday night. And let me turn it over to the head of RDR Promotions, Rodney Rice. Rodney, we got this great fight on Saturday night. How did this all come about?
Hey, this is a great show, Mark. It's a great, it's a great matchup for the two fighters. That's going to be competing. Yeah, the thing about because it was an idea that came up. Without really getting into it, it was an idea of mine that came up because some things transpired, and I thought that where Paul was in his career and where Mark was in his career, I thought that this was perfect to help both of them. I think win, lose, or draw, neither one of these guys really lose. It's a great matchup for Paul because he was with Al Heyman. I don't know if he's still with them anymore. He hadn't fought in a while. He just came off a great showing on TV, so he needs to get back in the ring, and he needs to get back in the ring with something that something of substance, right? Then you have Mark, who's building his career. He just beat a 13-0 guy. He's proven himself, and a lot of people in the city say things that I don't believe about Mark, that he has something to prove, that maybe his skills is diminished, maybe it's over for him, whatever. So which I think is ludicrous. So this gives both of them the opportunity to pick up their careers, And like I said, it doesn't matter win, lose, or draw. That they're both going to be winners at the end. For one, I'm going to scoop whoever doesn't get, if it's not a draw, whoever doesn't get the decision, they still have me to put them right back on and in the position. And whoever does win this fight moves on. They're out of the fishbowl and they move on to bigger and better things. And that's what you want to do. So, and like I said, this is one of the biggest, probably the biggest matchup since Gabe Rosado and a decade ago. So I'm excited about it. City's excited about it, and I know the two fighters are excited about it.
And you make up a good point about the Ennis and Rosado fight. You said, there are no losers here. If you go back to your history book, Derek Ennis won that fight, but who wound up, fighting on HBO and Showtime and this past weekend or 2 weekends ago against Munguia and getting all these big fights? It was Gabe Rosado. So I believe even the person who may not come out on top on Saturday night still, I believe, has a big career ahead of them.
Let me tell you, Mark, in this day and age, when you have two fighters of this caliber at this stage in their career and they're willing to fight, that says a lot to the bigger promotions out there and the networks, because a lot of guys go on, let me keep my give me something to beat up on, and these guys are like, yeah, I want to challenge my skill, I want to challenge, and they're up for this, and that's what boxing needs right now.
And we'll get to Mark in a minute. We also have one other fighter who's on the undercard. We'll just go over the card really quick. And if you want to chime in, Rodney, on each of these fights real quickly, LaQuan Evans taking on Ellezer Olmeda, 4-2, 2 KOs against 1-0. Any word on that?
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight. You got Q coming off, LaQuan coming off a loss on TV. He put up a good fight. He had a good showing. Came up short. Then you have another young man who's trying to prove himself, both out of Philadelphia. He's a tough guy. I know he's going to come to fight. It's a crowd-pleasing fight. I'm curious to see it myself.
Also, we have the big boys in action. Derek Starling, 4-0, 3 KOs, taking on Darryl Clark.
What I know about Starling is that he had a good amateur career. Starling is really getting his basics under his basics in his pockets. He's a big guy, man. He's almost, what is he, like 6'5" or 6'6"? But he's nimble on his feet. He has a good jab. I don't know much about his opponent, but we're going to find out a little bit more about Starling on Saturday night.
One of your most recent signees, and we have him on the line here. We got Rashan Adams taking on Kizito. Before we get to Rashan, Rodney, you give a couple words about your young fighter here.
Rashan Adams, one of my shining stars. Yeah, he's going to be. He has a lot of promise to be a star, man. I mean, he gets if he gets in the ring and he stays to his business and does what I know that this kid can do. He's definitely going to wow the crowd. He's going to stun the judges, and he's going to make me even more proud than his dad is of him right now. You know, this kid has great defense, fast hands. He's a good-looking kid. He gets in shape. He comes to fight. So all we got to do is he has to do now is just show the poise and the professionalism of a young fighter in the ring. And he's not in there with anybody that's going to roll over and play dead. So this is a fight just to show if he's real, if he's real up and coming or near do well.
Yeah, we got Rashan on. Rashan, your promoter just said a lot of glowing things. You said you even said you're a good-looking kid as well. What about this fight on Saturday night? Did you get into it?
So this Saturday night, I don't want to say too much because I'm focused. I really want to show everybody what I'm finna do Saturday, and that's really what I'm about. I'm about showing what I'm capable of doing. And this Saturday, I'm finna definitely show everybody I'm the real deal. This is I'm stamping it. It's gonna be stamped just from the skill that I show and I present. It stands out and everybody understands it. It's the real deal, Holyfield. I'm an A-class fighter and I'm about to show myself out and I'm gonna show everybody. I'm gonna make it there, and everybody gonna understand. And they do understand once I get in that ring. It's no joke. It's the real deal. It's official.
Now that you got one fight under your belt, I'm sure you remember a few days before your first fight. I won't say you're nervous, but you kind of know what you're getting into a little bit now, being that you have one under your belt. You feel that way? You're a little bit more prepared for us Saturday night.
Yes, indeed. The first fight definitely, I wasn't nervous, but I definitely it was more as though nerves that not as in me being nervous, but just me. Just to display, I displayed a great what's called, but I definitely could have did way more, and that's what I'm finna do now. Because now I feel like I accustomed, like you said, got that first fight out the way. I feel more adjusted to fighting professionally. So this second fight, I'm finna show how good I am and how things finna turn out to be later on down the road.
Next fight up, Rodney, we got Temirlan, Raimkulov, 3-1-2, taking on Kareem Gladney.
Oh man, good fight. Got Kareem Gladney. He has a record that's to see. I seen him. He used to come down to our gym. He used to box Boogaloo Watts. Pure boxer, man. Pure boxer. Great jab. Oh man, good footwork. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I never saw any of his real fights. I don't know what happened in those, man. Maybe bit off more than he could chew. But this guy he's a really good boxer, really good fighter, and has a lot of stick moves on the inside we used to talk about. Little old school things he used to do. Temirlan, that's my man. I love him. He'll chop. I call him the lumberjack because he'll chop a tree down, man. He's going to keep chopping at you, So I thought this was a good matchup because Temirlan's going to keep coming, and this guy is a good boxer that doesn't back down. Thought it was a great matchup for a good trial for Temirlan, get his feet wet, and an opportunity for Gladney to make a turnaround.
Should be an interesting fight. Next up, we have our co-feature. I know a kid that you're extremely high on, Isaiah Johnson, taking on Anthony Young.
Isaiah Johnson. We're trying to see if Isaiah Johnson is as good, can be as good as his potential is. We have this fight lined up. I know the gentleman we put in front of him, what his record says, but this is a guy that not only boxes but he teaches boxing. So he took some fights early and quickly, but he's going to see if Johnson is accurate, patient, if he doesn't show accuracy and patience and everything else, he's going to look really sloppy messing with a guy like help me out, Mark. Anthony Young.
Yes.
A guy like Anthony Young. Because Anthony Young, yeah, he has losses, but he knows his way around the ring. His first fight was coming out the gate was LaQuan. LaQuan was 3-0. He gave him good work. So he was up there at 54. He's before that 40. So you got a guy that knows his way around the ring. I'm very high on Isaiah Johnson. Isaiah Johnson has the potential right now. I'm looking at him right now. He's probably better than some of the guys that are 10-0 out there. But he has to grow a little bit in the ring, in my opinion. And we want to see him grow. We want to see him show some poise and accuracy and patience. So we're trying to build him into that. But as you said, I'm very high on Isaiah, and I'm very high on Rashan as well.
Now let's get to our main event. As you stated, one of the biggest fights in this city in a long time. Two undefeated welterweights looking and willing to step up, which I think willing is maybe the best word to describe this fight. Two guys willing to risk it all. You know, you're around the gyms, you hear the Philly guys don't want to fight each other, but little they know that the city comes out for this. They get behind them, they get the publicity, and a loss, like you said, isn't the worst thing in the world. And we'll get to Mark in a second. Just another thought on the fight, Rodney.
Well, like you said, my thought on the fight, you have two very skilled, brave young warriors ready to put it on the line, and I respect them for it. And they're not just.
I think we lost your voice. Did a phone call come in? Usually that's what happens. You probably a phone call. We lost you. Well, we'll get to. I think Rodney doesn't know that he lost his microphone. I think a phone came in. Can you hear us, Rodney? All right. Well, anyway, we got one half of the main event on the line with us. Mark Dawson. Mark, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. So, talk about, the thought process in taking this fight. Like I just said to Rodney, you're around the gyms all the time. You hear the Philly versus Philly thing. Well, like I said, the key word, I think, of this fight are two guys willing to step up and put on a good show for the city.
No, definitely. The thought process wasn't nothing heavy on my mind. I just took the fight.
I can't hear anything, Mark.
Came up and we took the fight. Can you hear me?
Now we hear Rodney. Do you hear us? Hold on 1 second. I don't know why Rodney can't hear us. I think he probably got a phone call coming. Did you get a phone call coming in? Anyway, just keep going, Mark.
Yeah, I mean the thought process wasn't long. His name came up on the desk and we took it. And it's like any other fights I took. Another fighter, man, that's in my way, and I gotta get rid of him. That's all.
Paul Kroll, I think you know him a little bit. You may have sparred with him in the past. What does that mean? What does that mean? Obviously, we're not going to get into who did what in sparring, but what does that sparring session mean right now? Is it that just practice years ago, and you're just starting with a clean slate on Saturday night?
Probably like 2 months ago. So it was
2 months ago.
So,
okay, I didn't realize it was that recent.
It was recent, probably like 2 months ago. Like, long story short, he was bigging me up after the spar, talking about we did this, we the top guys in the city and in the country, and wasn't an amateur together and blah blah blah. But now he on the internet talking trash, so he got to keep the same energy Saturday night, and may the best man win. I know how I'm coming, so I ain't worried.
You're a fighter who you're 9-0 and 1-3 knockouts. Do you feel you've been a little bit under the radar a little bit?
Yeah, you asked me that before. Yeah, I feel like I've been under the radar a little bit. Yeah.
Do you like that though? You kind of like maybe the pressure may not be on. He was the Olympian. He's been fighting on national TV. And here you are. You're just winning fights. Just be the 13-0 guy, and maybe the pressure isn't on you. Is that the way you feel?
In a year, then no, because in the city, I'm one of the top guys in the city. Further in the city, I'm one of them boxers everybody talking about. So I can feel like a lot of people talking. I feel the pressure a little bit, but then I don't. It's a regular day for me. I treat every fight the same, man. I get ready for every fight the same, though. No matter the records. Like you said, the last guy was 13-0. He 8-0. It ain't no difference. They all the same, man. You just got to adjust in the ring.
Does it mean a little bit more because he is a Philly guy, and you just like you said just a couple months ago you were sparring. Is this like you said? I know you just said just another day, just another fight, but deep down, is it a little bit more though?
I don't even like to think of it like that. Like I said, another day in the gym. He the second Philly fighter ever fought. First Philly guy I ever fought was Vincent Floyd, and me and him both fought Vincent Floyd before. So, I mean, it's another fighter, man. I just gotta adjust and do what I gotta do in the ring. I'm gonna win like I always do.
Fill in the blank. A win does blank from your career.
A win improves my career. A win takes me to another level because that'd be my second undefeated fighter I beat. So it'll definitely up my rankings.
Gotcha. We'll get back to you in 1 second for a final thought. Rodney, you just heard what Mark had to say. I know you lost your sound for a couple minutes, but you heard what he had to say. He's ready to go. He's a confident fighter. We know Paul's very confident. Just put a bow on this to tie it up before we leave.
Well, I believe from my standpoint, the pressure is on Paul. Mark doesn't talk a lot. But the other team, I heard her saying a lot of things. He made some promises to the city. He promised to knock Mark out. You know what I mean? So, he made that promise. Mark doesn't talk a lot, but when you make promises like that, you put that pressure on yourself. And yeah, Mark hasn't been on TV, and Paul was. But the bottom line is these are two really skilled fighters that have a lot of pedigree. So to me, it's an even fight. It's a lovely fight for them. It's a beautiful fight for the city, and we're going to see what happens on Saturday night.
Well, they're calling, obviously the day after Thanksgiving, they call that Black Friday. I think some people around town should, save a couple $100 and take a friend to the fight on Saturday night because it's guaranteed to be a tremendous fight and something that you, the fans, and everyone else, will be talking about for a long time. So that's my suggestion. So maybe stay off Amazon a little bit on Friday afternoon or Walmart.com or wherever you guys go, people go, and come down to the 2300 Arena. It's something that you won't miss. I just want to go real quickly to Rashan. Just give me a final thought about this fight Saturday night.
So looking forward to this Saturday. It's definitely gonna be explosive. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna lead it off with that. It's gonna be explosive. The way I'm feeling right now, I feel scared for my opponent. That's how I want to say. I also want to say thank you to RDR for the opportunity and for being a great promoter. And for Saturday, I'm finna go crazy. Y'all gonna love the show that I'm finna put on. Y'all love the first one. Wait till this one.
Let me ask you one quick question. You have all these great fighters, Mark and Paul, Isaiah, a lot of fighters in the Philly area, a lot of people going to be coming down to see them. How motivated is it for you to say, you know what, Kroll and Dawson was a great fight, but man, that Rashan Adams.
No offense to my brothers Paul and Mark. No offense to them, but I definitely want to steal the show a little something. It's just in me to do so. I just want to, I want to put my name on the map, just like them guys. They out there. I'm known a little locally. I'm trying to get out there around the world. So definitely fighting on their card would do so, and I'm definitely going to show out. So I could try maybe steal the show maybe a little bit, or I can at least get the show jumping for them. So one or the other.
Mark, since I guess Paul maybe still in the gym or he's just finishing up, whatever, you have the last word here before we see you guys at the weigh-in on Friday afternoon. You have the last word here, so tell the fans out there, to come down and tell them how great this fight's going to be.
Yeah, I want the whole Philly to tune in, come out if you can. This is the biggest fight of the year in the city. You ain't gonna never probably see this again for a long time. And my comment to Paul Kroll, keep the same energy.
What's that?
Keep the same energy.
There you
All
have
the
it,
talking
Rodney.
you've been doing. Tell me to keep the same energy for Saturday, man.
And Rodney, real quick, I know tickets are moving pretty well. How can fans get tickets to this great fight?
They can go to 2300's tickets online, or they can actually email me for tickets or see one of the fighters.
There you have it. And I know, like I said, everything's starting to pick up momentum now on this fight. And, tomorrow everyone should enjoy their dinner, enjoy their turkey, stuffing, all that stuff. Not you, Mark, and not you, Rashan. Wait till afterwards. And then we'll see everyone Saturday night at the 2300 Arena. Paul Kroll, Mark Dawson. I think the biggest intercity fight in like you said, in close to a decade. We want to thank Rodney Rice, the promoter, Mark Dawson, and Rashan Adams. And we look to see everyone at the 2300 Arena this Saturday night. First bell, 7 o'clock. First bell, 7 o'clock, Rodney?
First bell, 7 o'clock.
There you go. We'll see you all there. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in.